Hello everybody, so I feel very strongly about this and that's why I want to make this video. So I done my junior, so I didn't sit my leaving cert office because COVID and stuff like that, it was a particular grades. But as somebody that suffers with dyslexia, and as many people know, I suffer extremely hard. It's something that debilitates me astronomically in every sense of the word. In literally everything I do, it does fuck me over. In day-to-day life, it fucks me over. And that's just putting it nicely. But during the leaving cert, I was blessed. I'll be totally honest. I was blessed that I had there was four of us in the room. We were allowed to be in a separate room for the junior cert. So basically, that we had one teacher between the four of us that could read the question out to us. It couldn't give us the answer, obviously, but it could read the question out. And obviously, for somebody that's dyslexic, it does help having to hear the question. Again, you looking at, if I seen the page, even take an example, I'm sure people with dyslexia would instantly know what I'm talking about. It's how to explain to people that don't have dyslexia. But like even reading this, like an example of something like a text message, even just hearing it out is a lot better than reading it because you understand it more. People with dyslexia understand it more when you hear it, when you hear the thing, more than when you see it. Because obviously, reading it and seeing it, but when you hear it, it's a lot better. It does affect you the way you see it. Like often, even this out, like even an article here. Take for example, if I went through it, I would have to skip some words because I wouldn't understand them. I wouldn't know how to explain them or describe them or read them. And so basically, I've only getting half the picture. Say it was a book, I had to skip probably maybe a few lines or whatever because I couldn't understand what they were saying or I couldn't read it. So the skip there, so I missed half of what they tried to say in the book. So I missed half the narrative, as they often say. But so basically, what I'm talking about at the moment it has been said by the Department of Dyslexia, basically Dyslexia Associated Environment, the department. See, that's again, that they should be given 25% more. So basically, maybe an hour or half an hour extra, 30 minutes for people that's dyslexic. And I think that's fair, to be totally. I really think that's fair, either an hour or 30 minutes. For them to have a bit of extra time, not obviously not to cheat or anything like that, but just to read through it. Because again, for an ordinary Joe, I'd be blessed if I would be like an ordinary Joe, because I can't tell you how stressful and how upsetting it was in beginning of life when I was in national school and being different to everybody else. The people could learn Irish more than you. I couldn't. I was exempt from Irish. Everybody else in my class was able to do Irish and stuff like that. None of them suffered. None of them had dyslexia or a bit of autism. And you do feel, and even in the beginning, as I say, in national school, you do beat yourself up about it. You do fight. You do. It is engraved into your soul. How hot and how different you felt back then, and it's something that I do still think about to this day. But looking back in that, it was difficult. It was difficult being the odd one out, and it was hard. It was difficult. I'm not going to say even secondary school was difficult for me to get through it. And people often say, why did I not go to college and stuff like that? The simple answer is I couldn't just put myself through it again, reading all these documents and writing and stuff like that. I couldn't do it. I simply couldn't do it. I struggled my way to get to where I was. And that's just to put it lightly, and I know a laugh and stuff like that, but I try and make light of the situation because it was difficult. Inside you, I mightn't have said it, but inside it was difficult. And again, it's what's in the inside that does tear you up the most. But I do think it's fair, and I think everybody should agree it is a bit fair. For obviously, first of all, I think we should all agree that there shouldn't be a big exam hall, with a lot of students around them and all that. Nobody with them basically to help them with stuff. Reading it out, take for example, trying to describe a word. Like at one stage, I was doing my leaving cert exam, and it was to do with history, and I done very, very well in history. And the reason why I done very, very well because there was somebody there who was reading the ads. I even remember there was something to do with the Cold War, the Vietnam War specifically, and I remember I asked her to read it out. She could read it out about 3 times. She could read it a bit more too. But it was 3 times I think they said she could read it out, and she can describe the words. Like say example, I said here. Take for example, Ho Chi Minh, right? The leader of the Viet Cong, the leader of the Viet Cong. I would say, what's that word? Ho Chi Minh, and you'd be like, yeah, that's the leader. Just to understand it, because you couldn't understand the word. And that would freeze you, you know. I even remember that, even trying to do it. It would freeze you. Like, it would honestly freeze you. It would take up so much time trying to understand and trying to get around it. And again, I can't even stress. People with dyslexia and stuff like that do stress. Do stress. And again, there's one example here, just right in front of me, of a woman from Roscommon, a young lassie from Roscommon, with a history paper, with a mocks, and the time ran out before she completed. Because she got stressed and was worried and upset. The evening before and the weeks beforehand, and that's true. That's true. That's the same with me, my junior son and stuff like that. Because generally, people with dyslexia and stuff like that, you do worry what could come up, because you know it's going to be difficult. You know it's going to be difficult looking at the paper, and looking at the mock and looking at that. It's going to be difficult, and everybody wants to do well, but as I say to people, you do your best. That's all you can do. But it's something that people with dyslexia has that does affect you in that way. But again, I do say it wouldn't be putting them over a pedestal of the only Joe, take for example. It would only be unfair. It would only be unfair. Obviously, people who have a learning difficulty and stuff like that should be given a bit of extra time, of course, because it's tough. It is tough, and it's tough for the only Joe too in junior sort of leaving sort. But particularly again for people with disability, people with dyslexia, or even autism too, it's difficult. And I would nearly say that anybody, even the only Joe, should be in a room of about 10 people at most, so they could have a teacher to go around to all of them if they needed assistance, maybe. But I do think it's fair. I do think it's fair, and I don't think many people could argue and say no. So it says here 24,000 people needed assistance last year. Around 10% of the Irish population have dyslexia. So, I think I do think I can't stress this enough. I feel very strongly about it, that they should be given a bit of a bit of a break, basically. Because again, it's not really putting them over. It's about making sure they're comfortable doing it, first of all, and making sure they don't stress and upset. Like I even think about my juniors and stuff like that. It's not, and again, it's not that they don't know the answer. This is the point. People with dyslexia are extremely intelligent, and that's the thing. I know I'm a bit shooting me on horn here, but people with dyslexia are extremely intelligent. They have it up here. They might not have it on the paper, but they have it up here. And when you read something out to them or things like that, instantly be like, oh yes, I know what you're talking about. Yes, I know what you're talking about now. When they hear it, they're like, yeah, I know what it is. So I think it is fair. And again, I know we're going on, but I can't stress this enough. But it's, it's something that should be done. It's the right thing to do, in my opinion. And I think it's the fairest thing to do. Even if it's just 30 minutes extra, it would help them a lot. And it wouldn't be favour one person over the other, of course not. Because I think we all agree, people who have special needs and stuff like that should be given a bit of extra time to get through the paper, not to stress. And the important thing is, as Santa Marie said, again, the famous Santa Marie behind me, people live too much in fear nowadays. And, fear is too much. And again, that does wear on your soul. It does tear your soul to bits. Into fear or something, to fear going into the exam and stuff like that. And people with dyslexia do fear because they're afraid of not getting through their paper and things like that. So you shouldn't have to worry about that. They shouldn't have to worry at all. It should be a fun thing where you do your best you can, of course. But it should be that you said you could do it and you done it. You got this far, you could get there, and you have it. You're on your last stretch. If it's in leaving sort, or if it's in junior sort too, you're half of the way there. Half of the battle's done. It shouldn't be a worry. Because again, I'm sure people agree. Far too many people nowadays fear on the next thing that could happen. Fear tomorrow, and it's not right. So, yeah, let me know what you take. And do you think it's fair or do you think it's not fair? Let me know.